I was kind of planning on coming out here tonight under different circumstances. I was kind of planning on coming out here in a good mood. I was even on the verge of planning on coming out here and celebrating a little bit. That's not really how it's going to go down tonight because it's been a few weeks. To me, it still feels like yesterday. I'm still suffering from it. But how many of you here tonight was here on December 2nd? Because if you remember, because I sure don't, what went down, then maybe you'll kind of have some idea of why I'm out here tonight. And if there's anybody out here that wasn't here, I can't really explain it to you here, so Randolph, roll the footage, please.
Crazy K got robbed.
Get that? Did everybody see that? I'm sorry, I don't remember TJ Mack being in the match. No. I remember it Cyrus versus Crazy K. When I signed that contract stating I would risk my life to be in a ladder match, I knew I was facing Crazy K. When my music entered and I came in here, I saw one person across that ring, and that was nobody but Crazy K himself.
That's right.
Me and Crazy K battled in West Virginia. Then, I thought I was the AWA light heavyweight champion, but due to some controversy, it became disputed. No problems there. I ain't got no problem fighting anybody, whenever, however. So me and Crazy K agreed to lock it up one more time to settle it in front of everybody. Did we do it in a regular match? No. We did it in a ladder match where we beat the crap out of each other for 30 minutes.
That's right.
I don't even remember the match. It wasn't until I got cleared from the hospital with a mild concussion that I witnessed what happened. I assumed either they stopped the match because neither one of us could excel the ladders and get the belts ourselves, or that Crazy K was the better man and he climbed it himself. I don't remember any clause stating that just any person in the back or fan here in attendance could just walk up in a suit and grab the belt and be declared the champion.
Yeah, because I'd have done
that. There's only one person, though, after I've watched it over and over again, who I can sit here and blame. And it's none other than Dale Gagne himself and his personal vendetta against Crazy K. I don't know if it was maybe him stating Cyrus isn't going to get the job done, he can't get the belt himself. Let me get TJ Mack and Thomas Simpson to run in and do it. Well, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to tell you this right now. Whether I got to travel the world and follow TJ Mack, or follow the world and get Crazy K, or come to Dale Gagne's office himself. I will get my shot at the AW Light Heavyweight title, and I will succeed in victory, just like I was planning on doing December 2nd right here. I would just like to personally apologize to everybody here in attendance. One, for me not being in action because I'm not really 100% physically or mentally. But rest assured, January 13th, the next night here, I will be in action. And I feel sorry for the person standing opposite me.
On the home version of the game, you see Commissioner Cross out here placing Christmas stockings all around the ring. What we've got up next is a Mid-Atlantic television title match under Christmas Chaos rules.
It's by Ty Dillinger. This is simply Steve Green.
Time for Mid-Atlantic television title action, and it is indeed Christmas chaos between the champion Brass Munkey and a former partner of his, Simply Steve Green.
Yeah, Simply Steve Green, 1/3 of Destiny, as you see manager Ty Dillinger giving him last-minute instructions, which I gotta question that. Charles Richardson wrestles the TV title back away from Green to display the title belt to the fans here at the CWF's shining jewel, the Carolina Sports Arena.
It's one of 3 title matches tonight at Battlecade. We've already seen Roy Wilkins win their RGL championship. The AWA World Heavyweight title is still to come, but this matchup right here will be as intense as anything on the entire lineup. These two men were once Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Champions back in 2004, and Steve Green was an entirely different person at that point in time, known as the American Steel Ninja. Him and Brass Munkey had a very impressive run, but friends no longer, and wasting no time, Brass Munkey taking it out of Steve Green, just seconds into this championship clash.
Yeah, we're talking about a first time ever, a Christmas Chaos Rules TV title match. And even though Brass Munkey thinks he can fly, he goes out over the top rope, beating across the back of Steve Green. You'll notice hanging in every corner is a Christmas stocking. What in the world's up with that?
It's very similar to the television title match Brass Munkey had at the Massacre show against Donnie Dollars. It was called a trick-or-treat match then, but tonight, Christmas stockings are indeed hung with presents galore inside, but only one of those stockings has brass knuckles. Whoever can retrieve those brass knuckles, it's fair game. Steve Green whips Brass Munkey straight into the steel ring post, and he may not have the brass knuckles, but Brass Munkey certainly felt the steel and the sting of that collision.
Yeah, we're talking heavy metal here. It's Brass Munkey slung back into the ring by former partner Simply Steve Green, who comes in, climbs on top. I'm going to start choking away blatantly in front of referee Charles Richardson.
Like we said, no love lost at all. And, you know, quite honestly, Randolph, this should be another challenger today anyway. Steve Green tapped out to Brass Munkey on more than one occasion previously, but he keeps saying, well, the time limit ran out before I tapped, or the referee didn't see it, or whatever other nonsense. But Steve Green, as far as I'm concerned, has lost his contendership, and that missile dropkick may help him lose it today.
Yeah, that missile dropkick about kicked him all the way out of the ring, down only for a 2 count. Referee only going 2 on that one. Brass Munkey, Steve Green back up. Oh.
Steve Green with the jawbreaker of Brass Munkey. You see, neither man's actually going after the bag, which is probably the biggest mistake Donnie Dollars made in the previous match. His attention was so diverted from trying to find the brass knuckles that he forgot about the mission at hand, which you still have to defeat and incapacitate your opponent, because those bags become such a distraction, you forget about it, Randolph.
Well, right now, beautiful sidewalk slam by Steve Green, and well, he's going to lip at the crowd. I thought maybe he was going to advance on one of the stockings at ringside right now, but no, his attention fully on Brass Munkey.
Well, yeah, if you're not stopping on Brass Munkey, you better be going after a bad cause. Joe with the crowd isn't going to get you a thing.
Well, it makes him well loved by those who tender our ringside area, but Steve Greene right now could care less. I mean, this probably is his last shot at the TV title. He's got to make something happen.
Steve Greene, lateral press, only a 2 count. And now Steve Greene looking over at one of the stockings, and this is going to be our first attempt to try and retrieve the brass knuckles, apparently.
Steve Greene reaching down into the stocking, see what kind of goodies Santa brought. It looks like it's only candy.
Steve Greene, not a big fan of the sweet tarts. A brass monkey, big chop from behind.
Oh my goodness, he rang across with a shot to the back. Greene now getting slung across into the far ropes. Monkey rushes in, both knees into the chest.
The Christmas spirit has certainly been thrown straight out the window, and Brass Monkey was about to kick the Christmas spirit straight through Steve Greene, but he had that spinal tap very well scouted.
Charles Richardson's asking the challenger to re-enter the ring here. Brass Monkey giving him a helping hand, but Greene taking advantage, using the ropes to his advantage again.
Irish whip, boot to the midsection. Greene off the ropes, driving the knee right into the skull.
And look at this, back over here to talk to the fans some more. I don't understand this. I mean, if he would use the energy he used to talk to the fans, I mean, couldn't he have, like, hit the champion 2 or 3 more times?
And regardless, there's still just a 10-minute time limit. Yes, it may be Christmas Chaos rules, but it's still just a 10-minute time limit to win the TV title.
That's right, Brass Monkey well aware of that. I mean, it's not that he's one that tries to work that time limit, but...
Oh, setting sun! He nailed it! And we got a new champion! Brass Monkey kicks out with some authority!
And I tell you what, Steve Greene looking shocked, like that should have been it. He's not used to people kicking out of that, but Monkey, needless to say, has that one pretty well scouted.
Brass Monkey has been a tremendous TV champion. He exemplifies everything a fighting champion should be. But Steve Greene going for the fatality, and he nailed it on Monkey. Steve Greene has won so many matches in 2006. Can he win another one here tonight? No, he cannot. As Brass Monkey kicks out again.
I'm not so sure that's in effect when you're flat on your back, and right now that is where our TV champion is. Steve Greene looks to be taking control of this match, but like you said, we've got a 10-minute time limit regardless of what's hanging in the bags on the outside of the ring.
Well, Steve Greene is known for really 2 humongous maneuvers, those being the setting sun and the fatality, and Brass Monkey is kicked out of them both. Spinal tap!
Oh, talk about something Brass Monkey's known for. Look at the pain on Greene's face.
Backcracker on Steve Greene!
And this is probably elementary. This is probably over. And it's Greene not able to get to the ropes, but Santa Claus is it?
Oh, it's on! Steve Greene is tapping! Forget about Santa Claus! What? Santa's in the ring! What in the world is going on? Steve Greene has just tapped down again to Brass Monkey, who would be retaining the television title if Charles Richardson would just turn around!
Look at this. Brass Monkey's up. He's got one of the stockings at ringside.
Wait a second. Did Santa Claus just throw something to Steve Greene?
You know, Santa Claus wouldn't be helping out Destiny. That's crazy.
Oh,
the brass knuckles, but
Brass Monkey had the brass knuckles, but Steve Greene had something else. He just nailed Monkey from behind. Was it another set of brass knuckles, Randolph?
Oh my goodness, Steve Greene's calling for the official.
No.
The official reluctantly comes over.
No, Charles! No!
Oh, the title reign of the Brass Monkey has just ended. We've got a new AWA Mid-Atlantic Television Champion. And I tell you what, that's a tainted win regardless, but our new TV champion, simply Steve Greene.
Well, who in the world is this Santa Claus character at ringside? Because Steve Greene didn't do a thing to earn that victory. He could not put Brass Monkey away. He hit Brass Monkey with everything he had, and Monkey kept kicking out.
Yeah, Santa Claus still parading around outside of the ring now. I mean, this is crazy. Santa Claus climbing into the ring. The fans not real happy about this, and who can blame them?
Steve Greene is going to leave Battlecade VII as the new Mid-Atlantic Television
so far.
Way to completely disrespect the entire image of Christmas.
Ty Dillinger standing tall in the middle of the ring. I tell you what, he calls himself the manager of champions, and now he's got 2 in his roster.
I just feel my destiny, and I still hate every one of you.
And I tell you what, New Year's knockout, Boogie Woogie, we accept the challenge. Tonight, Brass Munkey just got his title, destiny.
I told you people. Shut up! You people need to have respect for your TV champion.
Ric Converse, you're Nick!
Battlecade VII, a night of destiny. Well, it's destiny in more ways than one, because it was destiny that the 2 most technically sound wrestlers in all the CWF, the 2005 Johnny Weaver Cup champion and the 2006 Johnny Weaver Cup champion, would join forces one more time to get rid of that no good coward, the Kamakazi Kid. Tell him, champ.
Not only is it our destiny, but it's my birthright. You see, Kamakazi Kid, Ultra Dragon, you can't just put on a mask and call yourself a wrestler. A mask isn't given to, it's earned. It's respected, it's part of my tradition, my legacy, part of my grandfather. You see, Aric Andrews, I never disrespected you. You didn't earn my respect. And you can't hide behind a mask. You see, you don't let adversity slap you in the face. You look at it, get it in the eye, and break its nose and step on it.
Speaking of breaking noses, tonight, a grudge match. Kamakazi Kid, you got that Ultra Dragon, Aric Andrews as your partner. I got Jesse Ortega, the shooting star champion in all the AWA, teaming up with me. And tonight we got a score to settle. But speaking of scores, it's just after Christmas. And I want you to think back at a Christmas, a special Christmas, when you had that present that you wanted, that you got on Santa's lap, and you asked him for it, and you were so happy. You knew you was gonna get it on Christmas, didn't you, Kazi? I bet these people out there had a Christmas, they had that special present, all shiny, all new. It's the one special present. And you knew when you got up on Christmas morning, you ran down the hall, run to the Christmas tree, and you look up under it, and it wasn't there. It wasn't there, was it, Kazi? Probably because your father was a drunk and spent all his money getting drunk on Christmas Eve instead of buying you that present. It's like the cage of death. You got the Walmart cheap rip-off brand in that cage of death. You got the mask of the Ultra Dragon instead of the Gemini kid's hair. And you better believe 2006, we're gonna close it out by busting your head wide open at Battlecade VII.
You see many tag teams come and go through the years in Mid-Atlantic rings, but as far as a beloved combination that you just don't cheer for, that you hold near and dear to your heart, Make no mistake, the reaction that the Kamakazi Kid and the Ultra Dragon, Ryan Andrews, is receiving right now is one of utter respect and admiration.
Well, if you've seen the way these two young men put their bodies on the line, their careers on the line, every night, and what a big year 2006 has been for the both of them, even though it was Kamakazi Kid that actually unmasked his charge, the Ultra Dragon.
I don't think I've ever seen a man's life change as dramatically in such a short amount of time as what Ultra Dragon Ryan Andrews has had to undergo in the past month.
That's right, unmasked at the hands of his own mentor. I mean, he came back into that entire Cage of Doom match to save Kazi and ended up stranded in there as one of the last two men. And look across the ring, there's the two jokers who were number 3 and 4 and bailed out of that match.
For those that have missed it, at Ultimate Survivor 4 in November, there was a Cage of Death match. It was supposed to boil down to Kamakazi Kid versus that man right there, the Gemini Kid. It was going to be mask versus hair. They had both elected several teammates to stand by them and try and help them achieve that goal. The loser was going to lose either a mask or his hair. It was as simple as that. It was Kazi, Jesse Ortega, and Gemini Kid. Jesse Ortega had an opportunity to walk out of the cage. Kazi was allowing it. But Gemini Kid screamed for his protege, and Jesse Ortega turned like a thief in the night on the Kamakazi Kid. Ultra Dragon Ryan Andrews, Ultra Dragon, did the right thing. He came to the aid of his friend, even though he had already left the match. He had already saved his identity. He came to the aid of a friend. And Ortega and Gemini Kid had it all plotted out. They escaped from the cage, leaving the good friends, Kamakazi Kid and Ultra Dragon alone, in which we saw a spectacular, breathtaking conclusion to Cage of Death, which saw them both spiraling off the top of the cage, and in the end, Ultra Dragon was pinned, his mask was removed by his dear friend, revealing it to be Ryan Andrews.
That's right, but you know, I'm gonna step ahead to right now today, inside the ring, Kamakazi Kid and Jesse Ortega are doing something that we love to brag about here in the Mid-Atlantic. Hey folks, it's called wrestling. You don't see that on television anymore, do you?
I think they edit out all the chain wrestling, or else it's just an automatic disqualification each week on Spike.
Well, I mean, you know, it's either that or you got to remove some chick's clothing, and I don't see the point of that as far as wrestling as an artwork goes. I mean, now talk about artwork. What kind of art is that?
Oh yeah, he's a Picasso, all right. Hopefully Kazi will be nailing with the Picasso driver as this one continues. And the respect Ryan Andrews gained in that loss, words just do not speak enough about the reaction that we witnessed on November 8th following Cage of Death.
I would have never, sitting here at ringside, thought that I would see Ryan Andrews in the ring in the CWF Mid-Atlantic again after about a year and 3 months ago when Gary Stevens killed him in singles action.
You're exactly right, but that kid, I mean, he's undergone multiple surgeries. A couple years back, we actually elected him as our comeback wrestler of the year because of all the multiple surgeries he's had done on him since a very, very young age. But he's still here, he's still thriving, he's still fighting, and right now he has Gemini Kid out-wrestled in the Hammerlock, and how beautiful is that?
Yeah, well, he is one of the most breathtaking athletes here. I mean, he's captured the imaginations, and we referred to the Ultra Dragon as a legend. We said the legend has died. The legend of the Ultra Dragon maybe, but Ryan Andrews, his legend's probably just beginning.
Gemini Kid catching Ryan Andrews, but who lands on his feet, shot to the midsection, and God only knows what this kid has in mind. He's got a Cristo on the Gemini Kid. Dead. What? God.
Let it out. Let it out.
Exactly me right, and Kamakazi Kid doing just that, trying to knock the taste out of the mouth of Jesse Ortega. And ever since Ortega turned a cage of death, I've had to watch my words oh so carefully, because the utter look on his face, the glee, disgusting attitude that he embodied following Cage of Death, to be so happy that he screwed over his good friend.
Well, I mean, look at him now. He has no friends. I mean, if it becomes Gemini Kid's best interest to leave him on the wayside, he'll be out just like yesterday's news. I mean, there'll be nothing left to it. And right now, Kamakazi Kid is getting a little payback.
Kamakazi Kid is right now fighting not only for himself, but for Ryan Andrews and every fan in the CSA who watched this turncoat pull that stunt at Cage of Death.
Now look at this. Kazi's asking him to return to his feet and get back in the match. Jesse Ortega not too eager to face this guy. Heck, he's having a hard time getting back to his feet.
Yeah, Jesse Ortega thought he was going to walk in at Battlecade and bully someone. Well, he signed the wrong contract, because he's going to be the one that's shown how respect is dealt out and earned as Ryan Andrews comes in the hard way.
Yeah, Andrews flying in with a double axe handle across the arm of Ortega. Ortega right now would like nothing better than to get over to the corner and tag Gemini Kid, because Ryan Andrews is showing him what a forearm shiver tastes like.
It's almost surreal to see the Kamakazi Kid and the Ultra Dragon Ryan Andrews tagging up here, Randolph. They've actually squared off a very famous match at New Year's Knockout a couple years back. In fact, it was pretty much declared that they're never allowed to wrestle one another again because they put their bodies through so much punishment in that one match. Cage of Death, of course, there was no control over that situation. No one ever dreamed it would come down like that. But right now, they're working like a well-oiled tag team, Randolph.
I don't know if you noticed it, but after their first matchup, they both ended up in an ambulance on the way to the local hospital. Didn't you notice, like 2 months later, how our group health insurance really went up?
As Kamakazi Kid body slamming Ortega, positioning him for Ryan Andrews, who possibly maybe, no, he's not going to moonsault. What in the world? Kazi with Andrews, power pops down on Ortega.
Talk about giving up your body. Ryan Andrews sacrificed himself, goes for the cover. Great finds the leg of Ortega and tags Kazi back in with Ortega open wide.
Kazi and Ryan Andrews look to be in complete control of this one.
I tell you what, Jesse Ortega looks like he is about out on it. Kazi's just having a little fun peltering him with some kicks around the chest and the face. Got him back up to a vertical base, going to hook him up for a suplex.
Oh, almost a brain buster there.
My goodness, got him up like he was going for a suplex and went vertical really fast. Ortega seen the referee's hand coming down, kicks out on the 2.
Obviously, we're being shown here today at Battlecade VII who the superior team is when they're not being stabbed in the back by Ortega and Gemini.
And I tell you what, you've got to give a hats off to this hard-hitting Ryan Andrews, a guy his size packing a wallop. We saw Lee Valiant earlier, and we're going to tell you right now, probably the smallest man in the CWF ring in the last 2 years has been Ryan Andrews, the Ultra Dragon. But look at him, he's going forward, and he is unafraid.
And boy, he can get some hang time like few other men can, just waiting on Ortega to get back to his feet. Oh, ran straight into the tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Enziguri by Ortega.
Ortega set him up for that one, sat there and measured him very well. I don't know if he's going to go for the cover or not. He's going to do the smart thing, drag the man back into his corner and, well, pelter him in there a little bit. Ultra Dragon is barely on his feet.
Ortega, Irish whip, Ryan Andrews, up and over, tumbling over, catches, Ortega, whirling bird, head scissors, Ortega flies to the outside.
Ortega outside on the concrete, Ryan Andrews over into his corner, makes the tag, Kamakazi Kid tagged in, Andrews on his way out, and Kazi going over the top.
Kazi, very smartly, landed on his feet, Ortega just smacking the cameraman. It's a foot race, and Kazi still a little too smart, springboarding himself back in.
That's right, Ortega took the brunt of the full body weight of Kazi. down on the canvas. Kazi's going to help him back up and dish out some more punishment.
Kamakazi Kid, no one will ever forget the wars with Gemini Kid for the Weaver Cup in the fall of 2006. It culminated, at the time we thought it culminated, in the Kazi's Rules match at the Rumble, which saw Kazi fly like never before, the thumbtacks impaled upon his chest. But now, Kazi looks to ascend yet again. Ortega laying prone, middle of the ring. Kazi flies, no one home!
Of this young man is incredible. Ortega seen him coming, able to get out of the way. Looks like he may have control. Gonna try to, he's gonna rip into the mask. And look at this, he goes over and tags in his mentor, the Gemini Kid.
I don't think I've ever seen a man fly with such ease as that Kamakazi Kid does. But right now, he's grounded, and Gemini Kid trying to make sure that he does not fly for the remainder of this contest, driving the knee and the elbow into the back, the lower back and the spine of the Kamakazi Kid.
Yeah, Kamakazi Kid's back's injured. He wouldn't be able to stand, much less wrestle. And right now, Gemini Kid trying to do everything in his power to humiliate and ground this young monster.
This crowd, 110%, make no mistake, behind Kazi and Aric Andrews.
Right now, Kazi fighting back. Gemini Kid got hold of his mask up under the edge and slings him into his own corner.
Basically the wrestling equivalent of a face mask in football. You better believe it's illegal. And right now, Kazi trying to free his way from Ortega. Ortega, boot to the midsection. Could be going for a Phoenix head driver, but Kazi slips out from behind. And now Kazi hooking, trying to hook, but no. Ortega, now with Kazi, exploder.
My goodness, these two are going at it. Kazi's down, referee gets a 2 count. Aric Andrews in just a second too late to make the save. This one continues. Ortega and Kazi are legal men.
Well, make no mistake, Jesse Ortega has wrestling in his bloodline from his grandfather, the original Jesse Ortega, who has wars in Japan with Antonio Inoki, but he certainly did not get his backstabbing techniques from his grandfather. He learned those from his mentor, the Gemini Kid.
Yeah, if you're going to learn, I guess you got to learn from the best. And what we've seen, the 360 turnaround of Gemini Kid in the past year has just been pretty much appalling. And he just keeps, he's like a virus. He keeps spreading to others.
Right now, the tag team of Ortega and Gemini Kid, the student and the teacher have Kamakazi Kid in the palm of their hand, held up high, and almost just a disrespectful slam to the mat. Aric Andrews wasn't going to have a thing to do with that.
Aric Andrews just missing the nose of Gemini Kid by a couple of inches there. Kid saw him coming in. And right now taking advantage, using that second rope, driving the foot across the back of the head, forcing the rope into the throat of Kamakazi Kid.
Oh, how proud are you, Gemini? But Aric Andrews, he's had enough of your disrespectful tactics.
Ortega tagged in now. He's the legal man. Gemini Kid opening up Kazi for him. Takes a shot to the midsection. Kazi backs off. Ortega's got him. Kazi reverses. Ortega reverses. Looks like he's going for a Fujiwara.
Kazi all the way down into a cross-face submission on Ortega. But Gemini Kid stopping that one before his partner was forced to tap out.
Yeah, tapped out. I tell you, that should have been all right there. Gemini Kid doing the veteran move, saving his partner. His partner now back onto the masked face of Kamakazi Kid, and he unloads with a forearm right to the face.
Irish whip by Ortega. Kazi fighting for the sunset flip. Ortega trying to free his hands, and now with the feet. And that, Randolph, could wrench your neck. Something severe. Ortega with the cover, and again, a 2 count.
That was unorthodox, to say the least, but you can see immediately the effect it's had on Kamakazi Kid, still holding his head. Now Ortega's going to try to force him back up to his feet.
Ortega could be looking to hang Kazi in a tree of woe in his corner. Now making the tag to Gemini Kid. Kazi has got to free himself because he is trapped in no man's land right now.
Oh, double drop kick to the face. of Kamakazi Kid hanging helpless upside down in the ropes. Gemini Kid proud of himself, trying to drag Kazi out into the center of the ring. And Ortega's still got a hold of him around the head. Referee Red Jones not, well, he finally sees what's going on.
I was going to say, Red, how could you not see it? But Gemini Kid had Red's attention while Jesse Ortega is getting a few cheap shots in from the ring floor.
Yeah, it's Gemini Kid proud of himself for that one. Ortega's still firing away at Kazi. Kazi fighting back from the canvas, but I'm not sure what kind of damage he's going to be able to do from down there.
You'll have to kill Kazi to the point where he won't fight back. Still trapped in the corner that he cannot afford to be in, getting pummeled by both Ortega and Gemini.
Keep pounding the way Kazi's in the wrong corner. He knows he's got to make a tag. Now look at this, he's going to try to take on both men, try to fight his way out. You see Ortega staying between him and his own corner. He's up and over, makes the tag.
A suicide dive just to make a tag, but he got it to Ryan Andrews, and Ortega's skull just met the knee. Ryan Andrews floating neckbreaker.
Andrews goes forearm first into the face of Gemini Kid, trying to unlodge him from the ring apron, send him down to the floor, and he finally turns his attention back to Ortega, and he's got another one for Ortega. Ortega rolls him over.
Small package. Oh wait, his feet, Red. Are you kidding me? Was that a 3 count? No.
Jones calling for the belt. That's not right.
What a horrible conclusion. Ryan Andrews, a ball of fire. Ortega, yes, alertly got a small package there, but his feet were on the ropes, and just the weight and size of Ortega added with the ropes held the shoulders down of Ryan Andrews just long enough to get that pinfall.
And I tell you what, every time I see Gemini Kid doing that little pose in the ring, it makes me wish we showed commercials on this show.
Well, they may be the winners, but Kazi and Ryan Andrews aren't done with them yet.
Yeah, the fight's not going out of those two guys yet. Jesse Ortega is still in the ring with Kazi. Over here on the ring ropes is Gemini and Ryan Andrews. Look at this, Kazi's got Ortega up, and Ryan Andrews going to the top rope.
Oh, it's time to enjoy this. Death Valley driver on Jesse Ortega. Gemini Kid cannot do a thing but watch Ryan Andrews perched up high, looking to fly upon El Fuego. What? He jumped on Kazi. What in the world? For 15 minutes, Ryan Andrews and Kamakazi Kid wrestled a near-perfect match as a tag team unit against Gemini Kid and Jesse Ortega.
I do not understand what's going on. Kamakazi Kid blindsided by his own tag team partner after the match is over.
He took your match. He doesn't deserve it.
At first, I want to say maybe he just missed Ortega.
He was making eye contact with Gemini before he come off the top rope.
Why in the world would Ryan Andrews? He just flung him into the arms of Jesse Ortega, Phoenix head driver.
Turn this off.
I'm trying to reason this out in my head, Randolph. Did Gemini Kid somehow get inside the mind of Ryan Andrews and made him believe that Kazi cost Ultra Dragon his mask? Like, Kazi didn't cost that kid his mask.
You piece of garbage, just like on Christmas Day. You didn't get a present because your drunk father spent it all getting liquored up. Here's one more night. You're not getting what you want. Dragon, you tell that scum, that trash that stole your mask. You tell him why you did it. Because he got when he's talking to you.
Kazi, you brought me in here, yeah, that's true. But you brought me in as your own little creation. 2 years ago, at New Year's Knockout, I put you out. I put you out for 6 months, but it wasn't long enough for me. I need you gone forever. So, on January 13th, the 2-year anniversary. The 2-year anniversary, buddy. It's me and you, 1-on-1. in a loser leaves CWF match.
The disgusted look on the face of Aric Andrews, it wasn't Kazi that took your mask from you. Yes, maybe literally he took your mask away, but it was Gemini Kid and Jesse Ortega. Don't listen to them. Listen to these people. Listen to Kazi and don't do this.
That's the kind of respect I'm talking about.
I tell you, this is the most nauseating thing I have seen in the Carolina sports arena in my 5.5, 6 years of association with CWF Mid-Atlantic.
Oh yeah. By the way, you piece of crap. Happy birthday.
I did not see it coming. I don't know what's going on in the mind of Aric Andrews, but Gemini Kid and Jesse Ortega have somehow done something to this young man's psyche, and right now it's almost as if he's under their control.
It was just a month ago that even in loss, Aric Andrews was on top of the world. He had gained something that is so hard to achieve in the world of professional wrestling, and that's respect from both your peers and the fans. And tonight at Battlecade VII, he has thrown it all away and issued a challenge for New Year's Knockout, 2 years removed from their epic clash that nearly ended both their careers. It will be loser leave CWF Aric Andrews versus Kamakazi Kid.
Just drink a couple beers, bro. You be all right.
I'm gonna need more beers.
You need some? Oh, look, I got some Everett, brother. I got some Everett crib.
That was the before you.
Battlecade is a very special event for me. Many of my top moments in my career have happened here. Every Battlecade I've wrestled at, I've either came in as a champion or left as a champion. From the classic matches with Corey Edsel for the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title, to the bloody cage match with Mad Trucker Gary Stevens, I've overcome all odds to stay undefeated at Battlecade.
Battlecade is the spotlight event in the Mid-Atlantic area. It creates drama. It represents opportunity. It's that final explanation point of the year that stands out in everyone's mind. Even though I've wrestled at Battlecade before, I have yet to have that standout moment that will be remembered forever. But that all changes tonight.
I met Joey Silvia on January 21st, 2001. On that night, Joey had his debut match in the wrestling world, and we quickly became close friends in and away from the ring.
The relationship between Rick and myself started off great. You couldn't find a closer group of friends than myself, Rick, Steve Greene, Brad Attitude, Trent Wild, Brad Rains, and Xyrus.
We were like a united front that always had each other's backs. It was like a group of brothers that would be willing to die before they'd see their brother go down. But somewhere along the line, things seemed to slowly change.
The problem started between all the boys when certain people started getting personal agendas that were more about making themselves stars and keeping the other friends at bay.
I recall being at Joey Silvia's wedding in October of 2005, and things seemed to be very different. There was this tension in the air that I couldn't quite figure out. It felt like Joey, Steve, and Trent were kinda staying to themselves in the corner and only being friendly to me because they were supposed to.
What Ric Converse didn't quite grasp at my wedding was the simple fact that there was tension towards him from myself, Steve, and Trent, and we had good reason for it. Ric Converse was the reason why Trent Wild was banned from CWF Mid-Atlantic for a whole year. Ric Converse was the reason that Steve Greene was put out of action for 5 months with a concussion. And Ric Converse was the reason why Joey Silvia could never get a push in CWF Mid-Atlantic for years.
It's my understanding that Joey Silvia, Steve Greene, and Trent Wild all blame me for their shortcomings in CWF Mid-Atlantic. And I now know that it was all this built-up anger and jealousy that led to all three of them forming a pact and turning on me to recreate their own version of the dynasty just to spite me. I tried for weeks to talk things out after they betrayed me, but all they wanted to do was run down my past, run down my true friends, and try to pit other wrestlers against me. But after realizing that the so-called new dynasty would stop at nothing to end my career, I decided it was time to even the odds and call on my true friends, Brad Attitude and Xyrus, and reform the real dynasty.
Our team's feud is show after show, trading wins back and forth until November 18th at Ultimate Survivor, when those pieces of crap stole our identity by winning the winner-take-all Dynasty versus Dynasty match. But that's all right. We're not looking back anymore. We're only looking forward. And with Ty Dillinger as our manager and Jake Manning new to the mix, things are gonna start looking very fatal for the Dynasty and anyone that gets in our path. And Ric Converse is gonna be the first, because a Battlecade VII is Joey Silvia's Night of Destiny.
Joey Silvia, the match that the fans have demanded for a whole year, is finally gonna happen tonight.
I'm the infamous Icon, the man that's been on the hottest streak in wrestling today.
This is gonna be your chance to take a huge step in professional wrestling, Joey. And even though I think very little of you personally these days, I know that you can go when you step in that ring.
Rick, you're holding the AWA World title. It cements that you're one of the best in the world. So how great is it gonna be for me to beat you at the biggest show in the Mid-Atlantic area for the biggest prize in the entire AWA?
I've given everything I have for almost 9 years to become the AWA World Heavyweight Champion. And it's gonna take a great man and a great wrestler to pin my shoulders and take what I've earned.
Every man has a day in his life where he is completely on top of his game. And for me, this is the night to take what is mine. Because I'm Joey Silvia. I'm walking in the best in the Mid-Atlantic. And Rick, I'm walking out the best in the world.
If there's one thing I've preached for years, it's being championship material. Joey Silvia, right now, you're following in the same path that I did years back. But just remember, you can talk all you want about being the next, but you'll never be the first. As far as tonight goes, I will leave the ring still undefeated at Battlecade. I will still be the AWA World Heavyweight Champion, and another chapter will be added to the dynasty that is Ric Converse.
Come on, Ty.
When I pretend everything is what I want it to be, I look exactly like what you had always wanted to see. When I pretend I can forget about the criminal I am, stealing second after second just cause I know I can. But I can't pretend this is the way it'll stay. I'm just I can't pretend I'm who you want me to be, so I'm
Get ready, baby.
Tonight is the night.
Right here. Right here. Go Knicks champion. Go Knicks champion. Go Knicks champion. The Knicks AWA champion. Stand up so we can see.
Nothing just to see
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is for the AWA World Heavyweight Championship. This bout is sanctioned by the AWA, the American Wrestling Association, the major league of professional wrestling since 1959. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our main event for Battlecade VII, and it's scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit. Introducing first the challenger. He hails from Jacksonville, North Carolina. He stands 5'10" and is weighing in tonight at 212 pounds. Known notoriously in the Mid-Atlantic region as the infamous icon and the #1 contender for the AWA World Heavyweight title. This is your AWA Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, the infamous icon, Joey And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, standing across the ring, is the World Heavyweight Champion. Happens from Burlington, North Carolina, standing at 6'2", weighing in tonight at 231 pounds. He is a former 3-time AWA Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. And known worldwide as Slick Diddy, the man who runs the city. This is the current AWA World Heavyweight Champion, the first Ric Converse.
Well, Randolph, I think the pre-match introduction certainly more than set the stage for the epic clash that is upon us. It is the main event of Battlecade VII. Everyone fights all year long in the Mid-Atlantic to get to this point. And tonight, it is for the AWA World Heavyweight title as the first Ric Converse goes one-on-one against his biggest rival, the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, the infamous icon, Joey Silvia.
Yeah, the infamous icon, a former friend of Ric Converse. And if we remember correctly, Converse was actually even a part of the icon's wedding party months ago, and you just got to wonder what's gone through his head with the twisted little group that he's got together now with Ty Dillinger in his ear.
Of course, Joey Silvia turned on Ric Converse way back in February to begin this clash between Dynasty versus Dynasty and what has evolved to Dynasty versus Destiny. Joey Silvia, Ty Dillinger at ringside. I'm sure his comrades, Jake Manning, Simply Steve Greene, and somewhere, possibly even Trent Wild, are watching somewhere as Ric Converse carries the spirit of the Dynasty, Brad Attitude, X-Cyrus, and the largest crowd in the history of the Carolina Sports Arena behind him to defend the AWA World Heavyweight title. And we have our initial lockup.
Yeah, and what you're seeing, fans, AWA World Heavyweight title action. Champ in the purple trunks, that's the first Ric Converse in the orange, the infamous icon, Joey Silvia, the Mid-Atlantic champion, and we want to say it because we're proud of it. The AWA World Heavyweight title is the only true heavyweight title defended around the world in this business anymore.
Unquestionably, both men have had their career year in 2006. Ric Converse did what he wasn't supposed to do, and that is win the AWA World Heavyweight title and prove that Mid-Atlantic Wrestling is more than alive and well. He brought more attention to this great sport in the Mid-Atlantic than anyone ever dreamed possible in this day and age. On the other side of the page, Joey Silvia turned back a lifetime of failures to win the biggest prize in all the Mid-Atlantic, the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title from Rob McBride on October 14th. Both men have had career years that they only previously dreamed about. But tonight, at Battlecade VII, only one can leave as AWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, and wouldn't it be a feather in the cap of Ty Dillinger should Silvia be able to upset the champion? But, you know, that's all part of being the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. It automatically positions you as the #1 contender for the AWA World Heavyweight title. And I mean, it's a great boom for us because, I mean, when your champion and your #1 challenger are from one area, it does bring a lot of viewers into this broadcast.
Joey Silvia trying to hang on to the side headlock. Ric Converse drops down, leapfrogs over. Silvia stops short, showing his very smart wrestling acumen. Ric Converse rolls it through for a 2 count. And boy, the feeling out process in this one as is intense and just electric as anything you will ever see. And they used to almost overuse the phrase that you could cut the electricity with a knife. But the Carolina Sports Arena is as abuzz about a match as I have ever felt.
I tell you what, you can cut the electricity with a chainsaw in this building tonight. And right now, Ty Dillinger trying to calm down his champion. You know, he's got lofty goals in sight, and he wants the title that is firmly around the waist of the man in purple right now and seeing about going about the business of capturing that title.
When Ric Converse boarded the plane on June 14th, 2006 to fly to Indianapolis, he was the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion, and when he left Indianapolis, he was the AWA World Heavyweight Champion. Joey Silvia, he left Jacksonville, North Carolina this morning, his hometown, in quest of a dream that many people hope he fails and crumbles at. But make no mistake, I've stated it before and I'll say it again, I may not like the man, but as far as a God-gifted athlete, he may be as good as we've ever seen in the Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier about the failures in the past of Joey Silvia to obtain a major title anywhere. Now he's got hold of a major title. This could be the dream match of his entire career up to now today. But what is he thinking when he looks across the ring and the champion that he's trying to dethrone is a man he's turned on and done so much against personally?
And Ric Converse runs straight through Joey Silvia with the first big exclamation point of this contest. Silvia sent spiraling to the outside.
And once again, Silvia down to the floor, but I don't believe that was his choice. He was sort of forced out there. Ty Dillinger trying to buy him a little time to catch his bearings once again out here on the floor area.
Well, if body language speaks volumes, Ric Converse has this contest well in hand because Silvia is already trying to regroup with his manager, Ty Dillinger. Ty Dillinger already tonight has won the Mid-Atlantic television title courtesy of Simply Steve Greene. Joey Silvia already the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion. And as a manager of champions, as he so proclaims, there is no bigger prize in the AWA world.
Yeah, but manager of champions, the only way he won the TV title was Jake Manning dressed up as Santa Claus. What kind of travesty of justice is that?
Thankfully, we only have one goon at ringside so far in this one, as opposed to the whole host that appeared near the conclusion of the television title match.
And look at this, we are seeing something that we've not seen today out of Silvia, a wrestling move. He's not running.
Silvia spent a lot of time running at Ultimate Survivor from Ric Converse. But with everything that's on the line at Battlecade VII, there will be no running tonight. There may be some mind games. But when it comes to the main event, with the prizes that are at stake here tonight, Silvia knows that his destiny can indeed change forever by the conclusion of Battlecade VII.
Well, yeah, Ty Dillinger down on the floor once again. I mean, that's the man that is behind the entire mindset right now of this Destiny group, and Joey Silvia in particular. I mean, he's always been sort of a follower, and now that he's got a major prize and on the verge and on the threshold of having the opportunity to win a world title, I mean, this is what Dillinger's all about. Is it what Silvia's all about?
You know it is, Randolph. It was just 1 year ago tonight. It was Battlecade VI. Joey Silvia was in an opening match 8-man contest. In just 1 year's time, he's gone from the opener to the main event. And a lot of that can be attributed to Ty Dillinger. But now, Ric Converse, right in the face of Joey Silvia, blasters him right between the eyes. Silvia hits hard, is back on the ropes. Converse shoots hard into the corner, catches Silvia coming in.
Oh my goodness, Converse getting a measure of payback for all the last few months. Everything's been said and done between the two groups. And right now, Silvia comes flying in and nobody's home.
Silvia goes for possibly a desperation dive, now trying to hang on so as to not collapse to the concrete floor.
And referee Charles Richardson's begging Silvia to return to the ring. Converse delivers a chop. Silvia, for the third time, is down on the concrete in this bout.
Well, that chop looked like it almost caught Silvia right in the throat.
I tell you what, Converse has joined him on the floor, going straight to the face, a big open hand chop. And now he's looking for some place to deposit this challenger and make an example out of him.
For the first time in this contest, both men have their feet firmly planted on the floor here at the Carolina Sports Arena. Ric Converse is tired of waiting. He's taking the fight straight to the infamous icon.
And you did notice that Converse did set a part of his body back in the ring to break the referee's count. Very smart on his part. It gives him a little more opportunity to beat on this challenger on the outside. And, you know, here we go, Silvia down on his hands and knees, and I believe Converse may need to be watching where he's going.
Oh, Silvia! Did you hear the shot echoing through the CSA? Ty Dillinger had Charles Richardson, and Joey Silvia has officially turned the tide in this contest.
Joey Silvia playing possum on the floor there. He wasn't injured. He was trying to keep that steel chair out of the line of sight of referee Charles Richardson, and he may have done his damage.
Converse, the world heavyweight champion, is sprawled out right on the concrete, and Silvia is leveling those right hands straight into his head.
And you've got to wonder about all the challengers that Converse has faced since winning this title. He has run through them. And you've got to wonder how many of them are looking at this match now thinking, maybe I should have hit him with a chair.
Big chop by Silvia on the outside.
Silvia once again trying to keep control of this match. Looks like he's going to roll the champion back into the ring. Referee Charles Richardson trying to get both men back in, and we got Silvia down with a cover.
On any given night, these two individuals are capable of having a match of the year candidate. But how often is it in the history of wrestling that you get to see two champions collide in the main event of the biggest show of the calendar year? And that's what we have here tonight. And you better believe there are going to be no stops pulled out from Silvia and Converse. And Ty Dillinger is dragging a table from underneath the ring.
Ty Dillinger struggling with that table. That table probably weighs 3 times what he does. And right now, him and Silvia setting the table up. They've got the thing put together and setting it up beside the ring, and Converse still down in the middle of the ring. Why isn't Silvia in the ring beating on this champion?
Well, obviously they had a game plan as everyone trying to direct traffic at ringside now, and Ty Dillinger, I'm willing to bet, he's going to stand right there and make sure no security, no fan messes with that table, and that Converse is going to be the one to suffer. And Silvia, fireman's carry, trying to hoist Converse up and over the top rope. Converse was hanging on for dear life.
Converse firing back. Silvia uses a blatant rake to the eyes. Converse down in the ropes in pain.
Well, Silvia could not deposit Converse over the top and through that table yet, but he's going to try and inflict a little more damage, possibly enough damage to wear the world heavyweight champion down. And now Silvia, full body weight across the back of Converse.
Silvia feeling his oats in the ring. The crowd not liking this one little bit. Every time he gets booed in this ring, he really enjoys it because he knows he's making the fans angry somehow. And right now, beating on the world heavyweight champion, trying to take that title, is all he's focused on.
Inverted snapmare takes Converse down again. Charles with the count, only a 2 count. And as much as I've ragged on Joey Silvia throughout 2006 as being a failure, he made me shut up come October 14th. And on December 30th, he can really change the perception in everyone's mind if he can somehow defeat and pin the shoulders of the World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, and Joey Silvia would find himself in a frantic World Heavyweight Champion schedule, flying all over the world to defend that title. And, you know, that itself was quite a change in the day-to-day activities of Converse when he won the title.
If anything is in the favor of Joey Silvia aside from Ty Dillinger, it is the fact that Converse, like you stated, has been traveling the entire world, up and down North America, wrestling somewhere different each and every week. Silvia has only had to travel here in the Mid-Atlantic. Have the miles taken a toll on the World Heavyweight Champion? And can Joey Silvia on December 30th, 2006 find a way to capitalize on it?
You know, this may be looking at things totally backwards, but if Silvia wins the World Heavyweight title, that's kind of a good thing for CWF Mid-Atlantic as well, because he won't be here as often.
I'm sure that's not the mentality Ric Converse has taken into this contest, but you certainly make a valid point, because by no means would I miss the attitude and ego of one Mr. Joey Silvia. Russian leg sweep, buries Silvia.
Silvia, a crumple deep on the canvas. Converse over for a quick cover, grabs the leg. Silvia able to twist out of that as the hand was coming down for the 3 count.
Joey Silvia's incredible flexibility will always be remembered for that ploy he pulled back in February when he faked a broken leg only to leave Ric Converse in a handicap situation to then return and turn on the man that was his partner just moments before.
Yeah, we both were pretty much in shock that night, because we both saw the angle that young man's leg went, and a man's leg is not supposed to go that way. Both of us very concerned for his wrestling career on that night, and look at him, he's taking advantage now.
Silvia, textbook, vertical suplex, making a lateral press, leg hook, and you better believe every cover Silvia makes in this one is going to be hooked deep and tight, but he cannot hold Converse's shoulders down.
Yeah, the real power of Converse too much for Silvia at this point. Silvia's got to weigh him down some more. Now he's riding across the back, a knee right into the spine, cranking back on the chin. Referee Charles Richardson in position, asking Converse if he wants to quit.
Ric Converse certainly knows the position Joey Silvia is in tonight, to be the hunter and not the hunted, because Ric Converse, a former Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion, 3 times over, chased Steve Corino for nearly a year before his fate would have it. He defeated Taka Mori for the World Heavyweight title. So Converse knows what the mindset of Joey Silvia is here tonight. But Ric Converse, the proud son of the Mid-Atlantic that made everyone around the world believe in the Mid-Atlantic again, does not want to relinquish that crown for 1 split second.
Yeah, now, earlier in the match we were seeing Silvia on the floor. Now we've seen him up on the top ropes. He's going to fly off. Converse waiting on him.
Gut wrenches, Silvia up high, possibly looking to put him into the turnbuckle. No! Looking to put him into the table, but Silvia slipped out from behind. Converse flings, but Silvia lands on the ring apron, and now Silvia trying to hang on to prevent a fall that could possibly end it all through the table. Converse full steam ahead and straight into the arms of Joey Silvia.
Silvia trying everything, pulling every trick out of the book, trying to stay off that table. Up and over the top rope, rolls in across the champion, goes down for a cover, pulls a far leg, only able to get a 2 count.
Boy, both men were teetering on the brink of destruction. Both men avoided that table that Silvia and Dillinger had previously set up, and now Silvia back to a blatant choke.
Yeah, Silvia going for those 3 counts again. I cannot believe that the talent this young man has. What this match would be like if Ty Dillinger wasn't at ringside directing traffic. I mean, we know the man's got a heart. Why can't it just be one-on-one?
And Ty Dillinger just got a cheap shot in, and that states a lot, because to this point, aside from retrieving that table, Ty Dillinger had been pretty much ineffectual in this contest. However, between the distraction of Charles Richardson earlier and that shot right there, that shows that Joey Silvia is not about to try and win this one on his wrestling acumen alone. He possibly mentally does not think he can beat Ric Converse. That Ty Dillinger has to be the man that leads him to championship gold.
Well, even worse, is it possible that Ty Dillinger thinks that perhaps Silvia's not up to the challenge, and he's trying to put it over to gain himself another title.
Well, Joey Silvia is Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, and Steve Greene is the new Television Champion strictly because of Ty Dillinger. And look at this submission by Joey Silvia. I dare say I've never seen it before, but Ric Converse's back is bent at a very awkward angle. And could we have a tap out for the AWA World Heavyweight title?
That would be a travesty for the title reign of Ric Converse. Converse is not giving up. He's trying to pull himself back up and over. The legs are still grapevine, and he's able to turn it around. Silvia has to release Converse. Now Converse going for something of his own here.
Yeah, we've got a sharpshooter from Silvia's submission. Converse rolls through, has the legs, sharpshooter, and now Silvia. Is Silvia going to have to tap away his chest? No, he's not, because Ty Dillinger just took a thumb straight in the eye.
Yeah, that's 3 strikes on Ty Dillinger. That's the 3rd time he's got involved in this match so far. Ric Converse down in a lot of pain with that unexpected shot to the eyes. He's got to keep his eyes up. He's got to know where he's at in the ring as Joey Silvia is back to his feet first.
Converse is blinded, and right by the side of the ring you don't want to be on. Gut-wrench suplex takes Converse down.
Converse landed on the side of his head, the side of his neck. He's got a little bit of history a few years back with a neck injury. And Silvia, of all people, probably knows more details about that one injury than anybody here in the Carolina sports arena.
Silvia looks like he may be setting up for the coup de grace. I'm not sure what he was calling for there, but he's certainly perched and waiting on the AWA World Heavyweight Champion to get to his feet.
Converse slowly trying to get back up to a standing position. He's facing Ty Dillinger there, which is probably a mistake. Turns around, and oh my goodness, drops Silvia face first across his knee.
Converse going for the Richter scalp, but no! Silvia slips up from behind, hammering away on the back of Converse, and you better believe the Richter scalp would have been it all! Silvia lands on his feet and slaps the taste, how disrespectful, right out of Converse's mouth.
Silvia back up to the 2nd rope. Converse waits.
Oh!
Drops him face first into the canvas.
Silvia's head and neck were compressed, but his foot is able to get across the bottom rope and just save this match for Silvia.
Silvia just barely with us right now. Converse seems to be a little more conjugate now. Back up, pulling the infamous icon up to his standing level, and look at this.
Northern Lights! Northern Lights! And once again, just a 2 count.
And what a sudden turnaround on behalf of Silvia. We didn't see that one coming, and neither did Converse.
I don't know how Silvia recouped so quickly from having his spine compressed when Converse buried his head into the canvas, and now Silvia possibly looking to set up for a super kick here.
You know, Silvia looking very confident, but he's over in the corner with his manager. Converse finally back to his feet. He comes in and misses with the kick.
Sky high powerbomb!
Converse had that one well scouted, waiting on it. Both men down. Looks like we may have a referee going to administer a 10 count to one of these gentlemen can get back to their feet, and this fight continues.
Certainly been back and forth for the past few minutes. Charles Richardson, as you alluded to, making a 10 count, and it would be a disaster to see this main event of this caliber end in any form of a draw, but Converse willing himself to his feet.
Yeah, the fans here at the Carolina Sports Arena are very familiar with the world champion. Converse here in his home arena, back to his feet, going fist of fire against Silvia, ducking the shots of Silvia and landing his own.
Converse has had so many great moments here at the Carolina Sports Arena. Can he have one more tonight at the event that he is undefeated at, Battlecade VII? And right now, he has Joey Silvia rocking fist after fist, elbow after elbow.
And Converse finally turned around by Silvia into the ropes, and he's waiting on Silvia again.
We've got a backslide. He could not trap Silvia's arm quite long enough. Small package by Converse. 2. Silvia out at 2.5.
All right, let's say it again real quick while we have an opportunity. Fans are watching wrestling. Real proud of that here in the Mid-Atlantic.
Silvia reverses, but Converse reverses right back through. Side suplex. Once again, Silvia down and out. Middle of the AWA logo. And Converse possibly looking to go to the top. It was 1 year ago tonight. Battlecade VI. He finished off the match trucker Gary Stevens with a flying elbow smash inside a steel cage. But it won't be tonight because Silvia catches him.
Silvia back to his feet, pounding away on the skull of the world champion, trying to situate Converse so he can pull him off of there under his own control. Converse trying to fight back. Silvia climbing up on the second rope and finally up to the top.
Oh, this is dangerous for both individuals. Silvia looking to go for a head scissor, but no! Converse shoves him off, and Silvia somehow landed on his feet. Converse flying clothesline, takes the off of Silvia, has the leg. Two, no! Silvia still alive.
Like reflexes of Silvia, did you see that landing on his feet? Any other man would have probably went face first into the canvas. His flexibility allowed him to turn around, land on his feet, and right now, Converse going straight to the face of Silvia with a big forearm.
Converse and Silvia embroiled in one of the classic matches of CWF history as Charles Richardson just took a boot straight from the AWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Converse inadvertent with that. That was not intended. Richardson down. You know, this match will continue. You got to wonder, the referee's saying to get away from him. He is in pain over here. Oh my goodness! Dillinger up on the apron has been removed.
A well-deserved shot and double clothesline. Both champions are down. We've got an official down. Ty Dillinger. Oh, Jake Manning, Steve Greene have inserted themselves at ringside. The Destiny have arrived.
Yeah, the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus returning to the scene of the crime. Ty Dillinger still down on the concrete. Silvia down on the canvas, the referee down on his back trying to order these gentlemen from ringside, but we're not sure, what kind of authority he can hold right now.
Well, they have not interfered as of yet, and I bet you, it's Attitude, Brett Attitude, and X-Cyrus are here to even the score.
Oh my goodness, the fans are up here in the Carolina Sports Arena as Destiny and Dynasty both at full strength going at it at ringside.
Attitude and X-Cyrus are trying to ensure that this match does indeed stay one-on-one between the two champions. Our new assistant commissioner, Daniel Gibson, trying to restore some form of order.
And right now, Gibson's ordering Steve Greene away from the ringside area. But, he can't direct traffic from all four corners. We've still got a battle going on inside the ring. We've still got a referee down. Now, Attitude got hold of Manning once again. X-Cyrus trying to get these guys out of here.
The Dynasty and Destiny both trying to lead their comrades to championship glory here tonight, December 30th, 2006, the main event of Battlecade VII, and Converse and Silvia both back to their feet. Converse runs straight into a leg lariat as referee Charles Richardson slowly getting back to his feet.
And right there was another prime example of the suddenness, the explosiveness of Joey Silvia, the AWA Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, as he continues his quest to become the AWA World Champion.
He has stripped the tape off of Converse's face that says champ. Silvia hoping it's a look into a crystal ball. Converse's own Richter scale, and the world champion is buried by his very own finisher. Can Silvia make a cover? Can Charles Richardson make a count? Converse is still alive and still AWA World Champion, but for how much longer he has survived his very own Richter scale?
Referee Charles Richardson doing yeoman's work after taking that boot in the midsection there. He is not quite back up to his feet yet, still able to get over and make the count. Silvia thinks this one is over.
Silvia is ready. He can taste this one. He is just mere seconds away from becoming the new AWA World Heavyweight Champion. And for anyone that thinks that's not possible, Joey Silvia could be on the verge of proving everyone wrong. But no, Converse slips out of the out of gas, has Silvia up and out of gas on Joey Silvia.
All three men in the ring still down. Converse trying to roll back over into a pinning predicament. The referee not quite in position, but he's got his eyes open. Now referee Charles Richardson rolls over, got a 1-2 count, almost a 3 count as Silvia's able to kick out.
Silvia and Converse have both survived one another's own finishers, and this matchup for the AWA World Heavyweight title continues forward.
Joey Silvia still flat on the back, rolling over towards the apron. Converse rolling out towards the floor. He's over here where that table is still sitting on the outside of the ring. And you got to wonder, what's going through his mind? What does he have to do to take his former friend and put him out of this one so he can continue his title reign?
A classic matchup that has more than lived up to the hype, more than lived up to the publicity, and Converse and Silvia both trying to ascend to the top rope, hammering it out, and Silvia gets to the top rope first, and is he trying to suplex Converse?
He's got him in some sort of a bulldog headlock. Looks like he's trying to take him off the top. And they're both still jockeying for position. Both men up on the second rope. Now Converse and Silvia both climbing up to the top. Very dangerous.
So dangerous! And Silvia's the one that pays for it all! Crashing through! Backdrop off the top rope! And the table is destroyed! Silvia laying in a heap on the concrete floor, and the CSA and Ty Dillinger checking to see if his man is still alive.
He's got to survive a 10 count here. If Converse will simply stay in the ring and let the referee count, this one could end on a count out, because I'm telling you, the way that young man hit that table, the way he has not moved, makes me think he cannot continue this bout.
Ty Dillinger screaming for someone, anyone to listen, to give his man a breather. But Joey Silvia is completely immobile, and Ric Converse is back in the ring, and this crowd is abuzz at what they have just witnessed as Silvia spiraled almost head first straight forward into a wooden table.
And look at this, Dillinger having to physically lift Joey Silvia to try to get him back in the ring to break the count. And I mean, Silvia is out of it, and Dillinger's rolling him back into Converse anyway.
Converse is still down. The effects of this 25-plus, nearly 30-minute contest, the effects are showing, but Silvia has not moved. She's crashing through that table, and if somehow Ric Converse can just crawl over, make a cover. No, the World Heavyweight Champion is not just going to make a cover, he is on his feet.
Yeah, he's ready to make an example out of this challenger. There's been a lot of bad blood, especially over the summer of 2006 between the two of them. And I think right now he senses it's time to make it right. Charles Richardson, our referee, finally back on his feet as well.
Converse and the fans, some on their feet, can feel it now. Converse has this one. Silvia just now barely trying to struggle upwards.
I'm the champion of this place, not you.
And Ric Converse laying down the law in the face of Silvia, has him up in the Richter scale. Silvia is still out of it.
I tell you what, Silvia's whole life's going to be flashing before his mind right now as he's dropped face first into the Richter scale.
Converse hits the Richter scale, has the leg up. Charles Richardson makes the count, and Ric Converse remains AWA World Heavyweight Champion. He remains undefeated at Battlecade, and Joey Silvia. You see the effects of the fallen.
That's right, Battlecade VII, the crown jewel of CWF Mid-Atlantic's 2006. What a way to end the year of 2006. Ric Converse, still the World Heavyweight Champion. Joey Silvia, after that valiant effort, still your AWA Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, as the fans are up trying to congratulate Converse. And I tell you what, it has been a wild one here at the Carolina Sports Arena. What a hot night of wrestling.
You do not want to proclaim anything in the realm of greatness in the immediate conclusion of that event happening. But make no mistake, what we have witnessed between Converse and Silvia was indeed a match for the ages, and quite possibly the finest match in Battlecade history between possibly two of the greatest pure athletes in the entire history of this promotion. Ty Dillinger, Joey Silvia will leave defeated, but will also still leave as Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, but can only look on at what could have been as Ric Converse stands tall, still as AWA World Heavyweight Champion.
What a way to end the year with a big bang. That was very possibly a Match of the Year candidate right there. You have witnessed the history. This is what we're all about. Wrestling, competition, and heads up face to face here in the Mid-Atlantic.
Ladies and gentlemen, CWF Mid-Atlantic returns to the Carolina Sports Arena. Saturday, January 1st.
For everyone in CWF Mid-Atlantic, thank you very much for joining us during 2006. We cannot wait to kick off 2007 with New Year's Knockout. I'm Grant Sawyer, along with Randy Randolph Hedrick.
That's right, this is CWF Mid-Atlantic, and this is where the world comes to watch wrestling. See you next time.
Let's hear it one more time for Slick Diddy, the first Ric Converse.
CWF Mid-Atlantic is the place to be. I think we showed that tonight because there's nowhere else you're going to see a show like this. There's nowhere else you're going to see a main event like that between me and Joey Silvia. Yeah, he's a jerk. He's done a lot of bad things, but he can go when he's in this ring. But he couldn't take the world champion tonight. All around the world defending this title just like I have been. I got to go to Pennsylvania next week, Wisconsin the week after that, defending in all the AWA territories to show that I'm number one, to show that somebody from the Mid-Atlantic came up and become world champion. But that's next week and the week after. We got to worry about tonight. And tonight, the Dynasty and Slick Diddy are going to do what we do best. And that's run the